Hey everybody, I'm T. I guess my for 2025 my pronouns are he and him, which they was the same for
I'm
2024.
saying just starting now.
Brand new year. I just want to introduce myself to everybody who's watching. Um, I'm from upstate New York.
Oh,
If you
look,
didn't already know
it's
that.
for you.
What's that?
It says,
Oh, a blue shirt. Okay, okay. They was playing earlier. I don't know who won yet, but they were playing when I went to an art show and they had the Bills. Of course, I live in Buffalo. Of course, art show has a little TV. It's got the Bills game on it. It's Buffalo. But
as well.
yeah,
It's
upstate New York, T, one half of the T and T. And yeah, hi. Welcome to 2025.
welcome to Tea with TNT. I guess I'm the third T in that scenario. So I'm Tamara Lee, and welcome to our show. Oh, look, Shay's here. Hey, Shay. Um, and today we have a really interesting topic. I think it's interesting,
Yeah,
but we need y'all participation. Like this is one of those ones that y'all got to be talking.
yeah, definitely got to be talking if y'all gonna stay for this one. But let's catch up first, cause we haven't had a show since
It's been a
the
minute.
middle of December.
Yeah.
So, how did your New Year's go? Any resolutions? How's the
Are
year?
we starting and we listen and we don't judge? Is this the first one? Because
This is that we just gonna go into it, and then we go into
oh,
we listen and
I thought that
we don't.
question was the first one of
Oh
those.
no! I'm just saying, for you, how was your New Year's? How was your 2025? Like anything new sparking for you? New, goals, resolutions, ideas.
Ah,
How
no,
the New Year started? Do you feel rejuvenated or like you need a nap for the New Year?
I definitely feel like I need a nap for the new year. It was an interesting start. I can't stay the first night stay ever. Okay, I'll take it. Um, New Year's are a really big deal for me, and I wasn't thrilled with how the new year started. I mean, it's already going to be a hard year. Like, let's be honest, it's going to be a challenging year for things that are outside of our control. So I was really, really hoping to have like a really positive like start to the new year. I'm really big on that. My birthday and New Year's Eve are like a really big deal for me. So I was really hoping for a positive start that I didn't necessarily get. But a friend of mine was kind enough to remind me that, the idea of New Year's is really a myth, as nothing brand new starts in the wintertime. Like the spring is when things grow and when things bloom and when new things really come to life. So I've been trying to kind of hold on to that the first couple weeks of the new year. And using this as like an adjustment time. Like, okay, here we are. Life is different, certainly, but like, what do I want to build? What do I want it to look like? What energy do I want to carry with me? Whatever. So I can't say that it was like a, fresh spark, joyful burst into 2025, but I think it was appropriate for the kind of year that it is. Like, I think that this year is going to be work, and I think that some really dope things are going to come out of it, and I think that some really challenging things are going to happen. Um, and I feel like that's kind of the energy, but we shall persist. Like, still we rise.
We
And
shall
so,
overcome.
okay, so rose out of concrete type of situation. So I feel like it was an appropriate start to this year, that like things get tough, things are wild, things happen you don't expect, but it's our job to center and ground and figure it out and make plans and pivot when we need to pivot and do the thing. So that's very much what it feels like for me. Like I would have loved to come in with like a brand new huge contract and a whole bunch of money in the new year, and it hasn't come yet, but I know it's coming. So I'm, chilling.
Okay. I like
Seeds.
that. Manifesting great things.
Yeah,
You know,
planting seeds.
I like that. I like that.
What about
It's cool.
you?
I came into the new year in a very new space. I haven't really been in a well, let's just say I came into the new year in a new relationship. So that's definitely new for me. It's been a while. Um, yeah, so definitely gonna be some changes. So shifting, you know, getting to know each other, getting to know, the odds and ends of like, oh, that was my dog, but getting
Yes.
to know like, the odds and ends of, learning a new person and all of that cool stuff that I think I'm very excited for. Also a little nervous,
No, that's great news.
nervous excitement.
Look at
So,
the tea.
so yeah. So, I think for me, it's been a couple over a year, a little over a year, maybe close to 2 years, something like that. So, not too long, but a
Longish.
little longish. You can get kind of stale in your own ways after time of being like single and you know all the things.
This also isn't somebody who like fell out of the sky. Like y'all been building. So,
No, oh no, it didn't come out of the sky. We've actually known each other for a really long time.
yeah.
Um, you know, good four, good 4 years. I want to say. So it's not like I'm just met this brand new person and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm about to date. Nah, first off, I don't even do that. Like, it probably take a minute before I'm dating somebody, like, and be like, oh, this is my girlfriend type dating. But other than that, we can go on dates type dating, but like for me to claim you, it's a whole different like level. I
Yeah.
don't really be claiming that many people. I could probably still count the number of people with my like fingers that in my whole lifetime that I'm like, you
Oh,
know,
you called in the
I
chat.
choose you. Pokemon. No, I'm just playing.
You getting called out in the chat.
What happened?
You getting called out in the chat.
So you ain't been telling the truth about what? What I ain't been telling the truth about?
Look at I don't even got that. I'm gonna just sit here and sip my tea. Y'all can handle that.
What? I don't know what you mean. I don't know what you mean. It's been a long time. I need you to be more. I need you to give me a little more.
Y'all who are
I,
watching, they calling T out in the chat saying he been fronting. That's what it is. They call him out.
have,
Just in
I
case
been,
the rewind and can't see the chat.
have I been friends? Well, I just don't know.
Yeah, I just say I've been trying. Like I be trying to drop hints. I be trying to like say little cute stuff and open the door. Like I
That
I be
is not
like if
that is
you're
not cap.
trying,
I have been single for years and not looking. That
I
is
be
so
trying to
true.
post the announcement. I be trying.
Uh, I'm gonna be honest. I have been single for years and not looking. That is so true. And I guess it's when you're not looking is when you find somebody. But yeah, we were friends for a long time. I don't even think that we were looking to like it just kind of happened. But yeah, I definitely single, not looking. That has been like my thing for some years. So just because I feel like when you single and you looking, you kind of always look up on the wrong stuff. So I like to be when I'm single. I'm usually single, not looking. I'm just single. You're right. New York State. Oh, did I mention she's not from New York State? You're right. New York State, I am very generally uninterested as well. Um, we had this whole conversation. Yeah, I was so serious. All the things I said were serious.
Well,
Single, not looking, not interested, you know. But You can't help what happens. And also, let me just say, she is a very amazing person. So, um, even though I wasn't looking, I found somebody that was very amazing, and we just seemed to like click, and that's cool. I like that.
I'm so excited for you.
So, uh, you will all be able to, I guess, come with me on this journey.
We're gonna have a whole episode.
No, we're not gonna have a whole episode about it, but you
We're gonna
know,
bring her on. She's gonna join one of these bubbles. It's gonna be a whole thing. She's gonna be a guest host.
probably I'm gonna shoot for no. No, 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 no. Actually, you never know. You know, maybe one day she might want to be a guest host. Who knows? Maybe one day I might be out and she might host for me. Who knows?
Ooh,
I don't know.
I like alternatives.
So somebody was just asking me, were we ever gonna have like guests, you know, that pop on and stuff, and I was like,
That for 2025, we're gonna start bringing folks on. So
yeah, I think for 2025 we will start bringing folks on and talking to them and letting them add on their opinions on stuff, and I think that'll be cool. Little snippets of the people who are gonna be appreciated, Holly. I think it'd be cool to get the little snippets of people who watch the show and chime in so that we can hear. I think it's cool with them in the chat, but I think it might be even more dope, to be able to see them, hear them.
I love
I'm a sucker for a good accent because we get people from all over, so I love that.
that.
So I love a good accent. I love talking to people with an accent. It's nice. I like it. It don't
Yeah,
even matter what kind. Just give me a good accent, especially one that I really can't understand. I'd be like, I like that.
yes, funny.
Y'all gotta excuse me too. I went to an art show earlier. It was really dope. It was an all black portrait of intimacy is what it was called. And it was like nothing but amazing like portraits of this black woman, nude body images, like she like, and the crazy thing is like beautiful, bald, dark skin, given like Wakanda extra, in the army, all of that.
Love.
But like definitely had the crazy essence of like femininity. I posted some pictures, so if you do happen to follow me, you probably could see them. Like, but it was just, or did I put? I think it might have been my snap, but I'm not sure. I think I did post some pictures. But yes, it was amazing thing, and me, I love what I tell y'all about art shows. Great place to mingle and free wine. So might be a little, extra talkative today. Just blame it on the uh,
Free wine.
Mos- Moscato or Pinot Noir, or whatever it was. You know.
All right,
But
ready
yeah.
for category?
You said what?
Are we ready for our first category?
Yes. Do you have the category, or do you want me to pull them?
Oh, I can't pull them up. You want me to pull them up?
I mean, I can pull them up.
Okay.
Let me just go
Again,
and
we
grab
need
it.
y'all feedback for this one. I'm not about to sit here for an hour and tell all my business, so y'all better be telling yours too.
I'm gonna tell a little bit of my business too. I guess what
So he could tell some.
I, we listen and we don't judge. Okay, I can actually start because if anybody has been watching before, y'all all know that I told the story about how I went on a date with the girl and she brought her mother, right? Y'all remember that story?
Yes.
Huh?
Yeah.
Okay, so y'all about to listen and don't judge,
I
okay?
still get over that.
So if y'all know the story, replay went on a date with the girl. She ended up bringing her mother. Interesting date.
Unreal.
But We listen and we don't judge is I went on another date with her after that.
Oh, you didn't tell us
We
that
listen and we
before.
don't judge.
We listen and we do
But
react. We might not judge, but we react. And
so listen, at the time, I was younger in my age and a little superficial, and she had an amazing body. Sorry.
wow. Did her mother? Because you was got to see her
She didn't come on the next day.
too. Why not? The first one clearly got a second date.
Listen, we listen and we don't judge, Tam.
Oh my God. That is hilarious.
Your turn. Come on.
What is the category? Dating?
It can be. We can start with dating.
You're supposed to tell me the category before you go so I can think of one. We listen and we don't judge. Dating. When I tell you my dating, like, one, I don't date. Two, I haven't dated for a very, very long time. Oh, okay. I got one. I've kind of halfway told this story before, but not in this context. So we listen and we don't judge. I met a girl, and I didn't necessarily like, she wasn't my type exactly, but I was like, she's cute and she seemed cool and she like really seemed to like me. So I was like, open mind, like, see what happens. So we went on a date and she was like super like, oh my God, you're so pretty, you're so cool, like da da da. Seemed like really into me, right? But then the longer version of the story I already told, but basically she like ghosted me. And I didn't really understand like what happened or whatever, because like, where did we go left? So I didn't see her for like a year, and then she ended up like asking one of my friends who she saw a picture of me on that girl's social media, like, oh my God, who's that? She's so cute. And then my friend came back and told me like, oh, my friend likes you. And I ended up finding out it was her. And I was like, are you serious? Like, absolutely not. So I think I kind of low-key cussed her out. And then I ended up, we had a mutual friend in common who ended up passing away. So I threw an event for that person, like a memorial kind of event for that person. And I had a feeling this girl might come because like it was our mutual friend, and she did. So we hung out that whole day, and she ended up like being all in my face, and everybody who was there didn't understand what happened. So the girl's like, go ahead, tell them the story. So I told the story, and they were like, you're stupid, one. And that was weird. And like, why would you do that? I gave her a hard time. So she ended up asking us to come out that night with her, and I went. And I shouldn't have went, because once we got to the bar, some other girl she used to date was there, and she spent the whole night talking to that girl at the bar when we were all together. So that's kind of a less dramatic version of yours, but I listen to on judges. All that happened, she goes to me, and I still ended up going on like
On
an impromptu
date after you got ghosted.
Yeah.
Damn.
I judge me for that. You don't gotta judge.
I'm not gonna judge.
Because why? Why would you do such a thing? Crazy.
I mean, we all do crazy things when it comes to like relationships. I think so. Oh, wait. Before we keep going, real quick, Shay is going to be doing an AIDS walk in New York City on May 18th, and he's accepting donations. If folks feel generous, and I believe he should drop the link. Did he drop the link in there? He did drop the link in there, I think. Or hopefully he will drop the link in there so that he can, if you guys want to donate to the AIDS Walk for New York City, you can go to his link and donate to him. I think this is, he's been doing it for a few years, right, Shay? I know you did it last year too. But yeah, it's an important event. If you have it, feeling generous, please donate to Shay, and I hope he dropped his link in there that you'll be able to donate to the New York City AIDS Walk. But yeah, back to we listen and we don't judge. So also with this, I seen some like, everybody been doing it over everywhere, and I've been like looking, coming through my news feeds and stuff, and some of the we listen and we don't judges were kind of like, mm, crazy. Uh, let me not judge because we don't judge,
Right.
but they were different, and I was like going through them, and I'm like, I gotta read some of these. I got to. Um, so this one was from the category of we listen and we don't judge, the relationship edition, because I've seen a lot of editions, but my favorites so far have been the relationship edition, the side piece edition, um, the trans man edition, and there was one more. Oh, the black card edition was also funny. I thought that one. So if you get a chance to check out any of those, like on any social medias and they come through your timeline, definitely check out those ones. But some of the one that I read over here was like, mm, some of y'all should be in jail. Let me start there. But I'm not judging.
I would say so much for not judging.
But no, some of the stuff that was like we listen and we don't judge. I felt like the people they needed to be in jail. Like, but I'm not your judge and jury. So while I'm going pulling up, let me do another one for me. We listen and we don't judge. So one time I was in a situationship.
I feel like we should get that on this hoodie for you. I was in a situation. Dot dot dot.
Why you crack up laughing? I feel judged already. I feel judged already.
I love you. That is not judgment. It's just funny.
So one time I was in a situationship and I knew it was like wildly toxic, right? Like in my mind, I knew it was wildly toxic. But I stayed in it because sexually it was a great relationship, but everything else was wrong.
Yeah, I can't even judge that because I've been there. I can't even judge
And
it.
I mean, like, when I say like crazy, like some of the things that she used to do, I used to be like, that is diabolical. How do you even think of stuff like that?
See, now you're gonna have to set me up. You have to DM me later and tell me more details because now I want to know what it is. Because damn.
Like diabolical crazy. Like one time,
Yeah.
let me tell you, one time, oh, which time should I tell you? Oh, okay, okay. So one time,
Oh,
she
that's
called the.
a sex one too. Oh, listen and we don't judge.
Is this one?
That's a good category. Like
Oh,
a
yeah.
sexual. Listen and we don't judge. Sex
That's
is
it. I don't think I've seen that one, but that's a great category. I don't know. I don't even know if we got enough time to get into that category, but I guess this one might kind of fit into it.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like that's a whole category.
But like when I tell you one time I woke up. Oh, how about let's just start out with one time I worked a double, right? So instead of going out on the weekend, as soon as I got home from work, I went to sleep and I slept till the next day, right? I think I got out of work at like 10 o'clock and I slept till the next day. You know, when I woke up, I had 186 missed calls.
Oh, that's the stalker edition. That's not the sex edition.
I said wildly toxic.
Scorpios are good for those lots and lots and lots
Leo.
of calls. Scorpios
Leo.
are lots and lots of calls. Leo, well, they like attention.
What you say, Shay? Oh, Shay got one.
That's my situation. I'm in a new relationship and I keep my social media because I look keep when I'm back and I hope this shit don't work out. Oh, I definitely don't judge.
Okay.
Power to you.
Okay. my former situationship is now in a new relationship, and I keep him on social media because low key I want him back, and I hope his relationship don't work out. We listen and we don't judge, Shay. Yo, I mean, you know, I listen. It be like that sometimes. I'm like more like when we break up. I think I just be like, never knew you. So I'm just like, I don't really delete nothing. I don't go back and like, I'm not putting in that much effort to like go back and like delete all of our pictures and messages. And I might block you on my phone, but like, I'm not blocking like my whole social media and all of that. Like, no, I just continue pressing on. What's there
I
is there. What's
I
done is done.
I recently did that, and I've never done it before.
Mm.
Sometimes it gets into that protect your peace category. Broke it off, but he was always cool. Mm.
But what I find interesting about women is they will block you. Like if y'all don't date no more, they gonna block you, right? But
I never.
it's gonna be a certain I don't know. It's gonna be a certain point when they gonna unblock you. And I don't know if they know this or not, but they gonna know this after I said this. Once you block somebody, like everything that you tagged them in disappear. But once you unblock them, all that stuff reappear on their
Is
page.
that true?
So yeah. So I know every time somebody that I dated blocked me and then unblocked me, and it could be years later,
Wow,
but the pictures pop back up, and I'll be like, wonder why you unblocked me.
that's interesting.
So for those of you who may see this live, who have recently or previously blocked and unblocked me,
Yes.
daha,
No, I know.
aha. No, yeah, coming to America, I love it. But yeah, but I'm telling you, it's a thing. People will block you and unblock you, and I don't know if they don't know that like that happens, but like when you block somebody, especially on Facebook, all the pictures they tagged you in, they disappear. Then you be scrolling through your pictures one day and be like, poop, 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 where did this picture come from? I ain't seen it in 5 years.
No, somebody like it, and you like, wait a minute.
Right.
What if
That it be
I-
right. And I'll be like, did this picture disappear like 5 years ago? And
Right.
now it's back. You said you untag yourself. Crazy work. Right. Crazy work. And I've
I
had people unblock me after like we haven't dated in like 10 years. And I'll be like,
I
no, no, this ain't the picture
But
I
see,
was
most
looking
people I know block me because their current partners have an issue with me, and so they like have to, like they make them block me. So I guess I don't feel away when they unblock me. Like, oh, I guess they broke up.
for. Listen, I don't know. I don't even know, but I feel like if we're not together no more, why is we bothering each other? I mean, you live your life peacefully, let me live my life peacefully, all of that. Like, what is why? What? I don't even need to block you, unblock you. I don't gotta do all of that because
I
I'm not even about to bother you.
Yeah, I'm not a blocker, but I'm like not a go through your phone person. I'm not a block you. I'm not a stalk you. Like I'm just not that girl. It's just outside of my.
I'm a Gemini, so probably half of me don't even care, and then the other half days I probably will care, but you won't know.
Here. I have one, but I'm thinking as you're talking, and I feel like it's not really like a judge me thing. It would be more like a judge the person I'm talking about. So I don't think that one counts.
So some of the ones that I thought was crazy, in the we listen and we don't judge that I seen, um, there was a relationship edition that I thought was a little okay. Um, and but it was mostly women I feel like that was commenting on This one was kind of funny to me. The girl said she thought she wanted in-house dick until she found out. Till she found out it rolls over hot and ready. So I guess she was like, yeah, I thought I wanted 24/7 availability, and then I realized I had to do work in the morning. And I just found that a little funny because, like, when you live with somebody, you just never know when it is. You
True.
just never know. Somebody else said, I don't like when my boyfriend is nice to people, especially to other women. But at the same time, I want him to be a gentleman. So I just like having him silent. What?
I'm not judging, but I don't understand.
I'm not judging either, but I had to read that one like 3 times and I was like, I'm not like, I don't know how, like, as her boyfriend, how would you feel about that? She just wants you to be silent. Like, that's it. You want a crash dummy or something. That's it. I feel like, but I'm not judging. I appreciate your honesty. Somebody said, I hate the smell of sleep sweat. I don't sweat when I sleep, but some girls do. And the body smell is so nasty, and I don't be wanting to smelling it sometimes. I don't know about that. I sweat in my sleep. I just think, but I don't think it stinks.
I think everybody
So
sleep.
yeah, but I just feel like if your girlfriend has a sleep sweat that is like really bad like that, maybe she don't shower enough. But I'm not judging. Cause I mean, I sweat like testosterone is like a heater. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Right, EL. Back to that other one, like a deaf mute. She might do it on a deaf mute, but I sweat, but I don't necessarily think it like stinks unless I'm like sweating all day long and like letting the sweat like dry on me. I guess
Disgusting.
like, but I wouldn't necessarily be like. I would say I'm a heavy sweater, but I wouldn't be like, oh, it just stinks that to the point where like I don't think anybody that sleeps with me would be like, your sweat stinks bad. Like she might need to drink more water.
Oh,
Might be like,
I have one based on this. If I like you enough to actually be sleeping with you and be that close to you all the time, I usually like the way like body smells. Like that person, not random people on the subway or the corner store that don't shower or wear deodorant, but like I'm like attracted to like that natural smell your body puts out. That's a listening we don't judge.
okay. I mean, I guess that's like people who like the smell of gasoline and stuff, right?
I love the smell of gasoline and chlorine, especially chlorine and bleach. So yeah, maybe.
Um, so I also saw like we listen and we don't judge sneaky link edition, which I thought was very hilarious. And somebody wait, because I'll be forgetting to go to the comments. I apologize,
I'm
y'all. Let me see. Shay is just in the comments judging all day.
yeah,
Everything is a
pretty
judgment.
but
He in there like what he said, what is a sleep sweat smell? Um, yeah, I don't know.
but like
Wait,
though, if you have a smell, if anything, it's just your natural body smell. Like everybody, everybody has a smell. Like if you smell somebody's pillow, you can smell that natural smell their body has. So if you don't like that, you should probably find somebody else to be with. Because
yeah, I would say that. I mean, I don't think I've ever dated anybody. Pause. Okay, so I did date somebody one time, that like I really didn't like their natural smell. And I was like, yeah, this is very short lived, like today. Um, but like I think like
I
for
get
me, I do have to like I don't care how much I like you. Like for me, I have a very sensitive nose, so I have to like the way that you like smell. It's like big for me. Like smell is a really big thing on both ends. Like it's a trigger and it's like an amazing thing, like a euphoric thing. But like I had a roommate once. We did not get along. He smelled horrible.
like what though? Like what was the smell?
If you ain't ever worked it, if I think only people who worked in the medical field could identify that smell.
Oh no.
Yeah, it was.
What
I
was
was like,
it? Like it was a BO? Like
it was.
sweat? Or
It was like a mixture of a lot of things that I felt were unhealthy and unsanitary.
oh, okay.
Needless to say, that was a very short-lived situation as well. Cause I just can't. I can't smell a lot of things. I just. It's not. It don't work for me. I have a very sensitive nose, so like I enjoy like fresh smells and like feminine smells and like you know all the things that I like. Yeah, I did see a comment in here though that I wanted to hear a little bit more about. It said EL said he had an ex hiding in the bush outside his house once.
That's a,
I would love to hear more about that. Now that is hilarious. I don't think I've ever had an ex hiding outside my house, but I did used to occasionally see somebody that I used to talk to like parked across the street from my house a lot at like the gas station. So, and I know they lived across town, but you know, whatever. What else is going on in this chat? Shay over here talking about his exes be circling back. He got two former, you know, buddies trying to get back into the fountain of Shay. Okay, fountain of Shay. I like that. Listen,
Winston said that girl was crazy in his bush.
yeah, she would have to. Cause I mean, I don't really get like what you be. Cause my thing is when you get in the bush and like, cause
They
I be trying to understand.
over there. Are you crazy?
I be trying to understand. So this is the thing. When you if you're the type of person to get in the bush, right? Whether it's your current partner or like your former partner, like what do you be thinking when you be in this bush?
You be thinking what you about to do if somebody come out with their house. What are you talking
Because
about?
I'm like I just want to know if anybody in this circle at this present time has ever been the bush person because
A bush person, but I have been victim of bush people because I was dating somebody and they lived in a building upstairs and it was like one way in, one way out. So we had some friends over, like some people over. We had like a game night or whatever. And when the last person left, she called back upstairs and was like, "Yo, your ex is up here, not mine, the person who I was dating." And I was like, "So now what's about to happen?" And so they sat there looking stupid for a second, and then the person started banging on the door. So they opened it like this big, and the person like forced herself in the door, and then they started fighting, and she tried to get a knife, and it was a whole thing. But so I have never been the bush person, but I have definitely been the person who was the cause of the bush person, and that bush person is sitting outside waiting to see if a bitch come out. That's what the fuck she doing. She's waiting to see see if a girl comes out, and vice versa. I think for dudes, I think dudes are, unless you about to kidnap somebody, like, oh look, put a bag over their head and throw them in the car. Like, the only thing you can be doing is waiting to see if a girl comes out.
Listen, that is absolutely wild. I can say I've never been
See,
in
look, Winston said it.
what?
She said she was if somebody was coming out the house. I told you. I told you. That's the only reason.
Wow. He said she thought she would act out the Bible and be a ram in the bush. Yo, I'm crying. Mind you, we not together. This
Neither
is
was
why.
me.
You know what though? It's always the ones that you not with that be the craziest ones. I ain't gonna hold you. Like the girl I was talking about. Did I even tell y'all that story? Oh, I told y'all one part of the story, right? Well, I
No,
told you about the 186 missed calls.
crazy. It's multiple parts.
Baby, listen, I told you, don't judge me. It was a good sexual situation, but everything else was. I was young. Don't judge me. But baby, listen, when I tell you one time, mind you, this is a whole we not in a relationship situation, and like she called the phone company, or she went. I'm really not sure if she went or she called. I think she called and was like she lost her SIM card or something. Mind you, it was my phone company, and she got a new SIM card from for my phone number and put it in her phone to match her phone.
They ain't make her show.
So
What's your
I think it was online, or I think it was over the phone or something. Crazy. I don't even know how she did the joint, but this was before my name changed too.
so that helps.
So she probably would have got the shit before I got it anyway if we had a went in.
Yeah, that,
But listen, when I tell you my so that every phone message, text message, phone call came to her phone.
that is wild.
That's it. How do people even think of this? That is diabolical crazy.
Oh, I'll definitely think of it, but I'm not gonna do it.
I couldn't even think of nothing crazy like that too. Like I don't think my mind is like made like that to be like, oh,
I'll think of a zillion different things I could do to you. I just thankfully have enough self control that I don't bother.
oh, tell us more.
Virgos are diabolical. Like, we will have 7 different plans to murder you if necessary at any given moment. We not, but
Listen, and the whole time I'm just like,
that's why I
you
be.
know,
Why do you even play with me? I be wondering about people like, why would you even risk playing with me? Because not only am I crazy, I'm smart enough to do and get away with whatever it is I'm thinking. So, like, why even put yourself in a position?
listen, she was crazy as over the moon. Like that's diabolical for me. So me waking up, because I worked a lot at that time. So me waking up, I don't even got no phone. I'm like, I just paid my bill. What is wrong with my phone?
How did you
I'm calling the phone company. I'm like, yo, I had to go like
tell
next
you?
door. You said what?
Did she tell you? How did you end up finding out what happened?
Oh yeah, she told me.
Oh,
And
okay.
not only did she tell me, but she went back to the phone company and got a new SIM card that fit my phone so that my phone would work again.
Well, at least there's that.
But the only reason why I seen her crazy, the whole story is crazy. The whole thing is crazy. She was like psycho crazy. And the whole thing of it, the only reason why I knew is because because when I called the phone company, they like, your phone is working fine. And I'm like, no, it's not. Like, how you gonna tell me my phone is working fine and I can't even turn it on? I don't got no signal. I don't got no service. I don't got no. Yeah.
Read,
it
what Winston just
was a crazy day.
read,
Huh?
read what Winston just said.
What did he say?
He said, "Crazy
Crazy work.
in the bush, went to my sister's house and was sitting at my sister's kitchen table like she befriended my sister just so she could know what I was doing." That's not crazy. That's ingenious.
How about that's how I found out? That's how I got my SIM card back. I go to my best friend's house, and she's sitting in his house, and I'm like, "Why are you here?"
You know exactly why
I
she was there.
don't know. I have no clue why she's there because I don't even know why my phone is not working at this point. Still, I have no clue why she there. Matter of fact, I think I might have told her like, "Don't talk to me anymore because you're crazy" or something like that. Which is why I probably even more didn't know why she was there. Um,
So I have a follow up. We don't judge the answer question to that story. Were you cutting up, and that's why she was doing all that?
we wasn't in a
Were
relationship.
there things to be found in that phone?
What you mean? Like everybody else that I was talking to?
Yeah.
It ain't to be found. It's my phone. I ain't hiding it. What you mean to be found? To be found means like you hiding something in your phone. It's my phone. I'm single. I can have whatever I want in my phone.
We listen and we don't judge.
Oh, yeah. Y'all can't be judging me. But yeah, follow up question. I'm sure there was a tons of things in the phone. I was single. You know, had a nice roster at that time. But I was young. You know, don't judge me. It's a
No,
long time.
we listen and we don't judge.
It's a long time ago. Another one on here said, let me see, do we got any more? Oh, yeah, see? We listen and we don't judge. Yeah. So I mean we all done had our little crazy like and I don't know. Me, I gotta stop being like nice to people, I think, in 2025. Because I think sometimes when I'm like because I'm a generally like kind person. I wouldn't say I'm that nice, but I'm a generally kind person. I think people be like taking that for like I'm flirting. And I really don't be flirting with people. I just be trying to be a nice human being. So in my years of being a nice human being, I thought about like some things that have happened in life. Like one time, I'm had a stalker just because I was nice. And when I say crazy stalker, I mean for like 2 years. Crazy work. And the only thing I ever did was let her use my phone one time because she said hers was dead, and I seen her outside a nightclub.
How did she find you?
Well, she told me that she was calling somebody to come pick her up, but I believe she really called her phone with my phone. So now she had my number, and started like texting me, and crazy work. And then at that time, like one of my side jobs was I was like throwing parties at a bar. So she would come to like my parties with her partner
Oh.
just to like I was like, this is crazy. Like you gotta go. So yeah, people be insane. Like I don't even like a lot of times I'd be like, damn, I don't even know if I want to be nice to people. But then I'd be like, damn, I don't want to be mean to people.
But
Like
a balance. Like at some point it goes from being just like nice to not saying the things you need to say for the sake of seeming nice. Like you get into like a virtue signaling point. Like at some point you just gotta tell people what it is. You don't gotta be nasty, but like, sometimes you just gotta be like, it,
yeah, I usually be like, oh, I'm not interested. That's cool. Or I appreciate it, but I'm good. I feel like that's very direct. and still kind.
See, I'm trying like I can't play this game because like the business that I actually know, I want to say it so you know what I'm talking about. But I can't do that. So
I
good.
mean, you don't think that's kind and still like I'm not interested.
No, because you don't always do that.
I think for the most part, you know, I think I've said that, when I have situations, whether that's ignored or not, sometimes I feel like I say that and then like people hear something else. You know what I mean? Like I'll be like, "Oh, I'm flattered, but I'm okay," or "Oh, I'm flattered, but I'm not interested." And people just hear, "Oh, I'm flattered,"
Okay,
but maybe one day.
let's do a let's do
We're about to
example.
do role playing.
I'm about to give you a scenario.
Oh, okay.
If somebody
This is like
is repeatedly like coming at you as if they are interested in dating you and you know that you don't want that to be the case and you don't always be like, okay, stop it, now you're making me uncomfortable. You do not.
I think sometimes it just depends on the situation, or like, you know, because people will say some things, and I think for me, sometimes it takes a minute for it to register, and I'll be like, what does she mean by that? Is this a joke or is like she serious? And I think a lot of times I be thinking people be joking and they be so serious. And then by the time I realize, like, oh, you not joking. Like, this is like, oh, you for real. I'd be like, yeah, let me exit stage left and just go that way. To be honest, that's me. I'm like, let me just exit stage left real quick.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
Who's listening? We don't judge.
Don't judge me. I do. I will pull it. One time I was at speed dating. We listen and we don't judge. One time I went to speed dating, right? And I just wanted to experience what speed dating was like because I had never been, right? I'm gonna wake up next to a boiled rabbit on the stove.
Right.
No,
Right.
please no. I only got my little man Leo right here. I can't. Please no. But we listen and we don't judge. One time I went to speed dating with one of my homies, right? And when we got there, they mix you up at like all of these tables and stuff, and like, and we both like we've never been to speed dating before, so we're like, okay, look nice, smell nice, dress nice. We get in there, and I'm like, I sit down, and they start like the speed dating process, and I'm just like kind of looking around the room, and I was like, oh my god, nobody in here is my type. Oh my god. So I'm freaking out in my head, and I'm looking at him across the room because they split. And he's looking like the same way, like the help face, right? So I see like, as because after a time limit you get up. So after like a couple of rounds, I think I did like 2 rounds because that was enough time for me to like eye scan the room, right? After like the second round, and I noticed like people was like gravitating towards like, because there was like no real order of like changing. It was like musical chairs kind of. And I'm like, damn, people keep coming over here before I can get up and leave. So one time when the man was just like, okay, we about to like switch in 2 minutes, like right when the people got up to switch, I got up and I like exit stage left out the door. And I seen people coming like over to where I was sitting, but I like couldn't take it no more after like after like
And things like that.
after and I felt so bad because I was like, damn, I know she was about to come over here. Like we made eye contact. I know she was about to come over here, but I'm like, I can't do this. I gotta go.
Yes.
Yo. And then he was looking at me like help because we didn't plan to leave at the same time. So he had to stay for one more
That's
round.
about to go.
Listen, he had to stay for one more round before he could like do the same shit I did.
That's
And I
the
was
part
like,
that should be the listen and don't judge. You was at a speed dating event with somebody and left them there and you escaped. That's the listen and don't judge part. The hell with the girl at the table. That's L Man's. L
listen,
Man. You
listen, I had to wave the right flag. I need to
said, we break
go.
30 seconds. Get ready. We about to count down and run.
Listen, I text him as soon as I got out to the doors, like out them doors. And I'm like, bro, I'm out. Like, bust a move to like the bathroom or something. Like, you got to get out.
That is a mess. That's
Yeah.
hilarious.
I
That's
just couldn't.
friend edition. That's that category.
That was like my first and last time ever doing speed dating. And no, I lie. I might do it again in the future if I have to. You know, I don't plan on it, but you know, I think for shits and giggles, like I like to watch speed dating. I just don't think I like to be involved in speed dating. Like I would like to sit and watch the conversations that go on
I've
between
just
people.
never understood the purpose.
Hmm. I think it's like, you know, it's really like getting to know people in a short amount of time to know like it.
You're
Do I actually want to go on a date with you?
well, like
Can I hold a time?
any place isn't like don't you have like any place you are and decide that? Like
Not really, because I think that is a setting that's specifically designed for people who are actually like kind of looking for somebody to connect with, you know, versus like a bar. Everybody in there might not be looking for somebody. I went to a bar last night and I definitely wasn't looking for nobody to connect with. I barely wanted to be there, but um, yeah. So I think there are people who just, you know, go to places for just the social engagement, and they're not necessarily looking for anybody. But I think in those speed dating places, like they specifically looking to be connected with somebody, whether it's like long term, casual dating, the next 25 minutes, overnight, like whatever, you know what I mean? And I think like it's like an app. It's like an in-person app for me, is how I think about it. Which I don't really do apps either. So, oh, that reminds me, I gotta delete my Hinge. I always forget until they send me a notification for inactivity, but I won't be needing that anytime soon. So go ahead and delete that.
you'll know instantly if I like you or not.
How is that, Shay?
I don't know the answer, but I feel like I have to agree that with that would probably be the truth based on the comments in these chats.
I mean, I think for me, because I'm like a very down to earth person, like I said, I think people take my like kindness for like flirting because they don't expect me to be kind. Most people I meet are like, "Oh, you're a whole lot nicer than I thought you would be," and I'm always like, "What does that really mean?"
You seem nice.
I mean, I I don't know if I'm nice. Like I said, I'm kind. Um, but yeah, I get that a lot. People are like, "Oh, you're a whole lot nicer than I thought you would be," and I'm just usually like, "Oh, okay," not really knowing what that actually means. But
I feel like you will know if I like you. You may not know if I don't like you.
mm. See, and I feel the opposite. You gonna know if I don't like you. You may not know if I like you, but So it's like I feel like it's three levels. I feel like for me, it's like if I don't like you, you're gonna know. That's a bottom line. You ain't gonna even be like, I didn't think he like. No, you gonna know. And I feel like if I really like you, like more than platonically, like I'm into you, you're gonna know. Like you won't even have to like think about it or be like, oh, I wonder if he. Nope, it's gonna be like, oh, I know because he's like this, and then I feel like with most people who don't know, it's like it's because you either think I'm into you and I'm not, or like you just have no perception of like black men in general.
We should have a whole edition of just those.
What?
Oh, oh, we listen to We Don't Judge about people who think that you like them and don't. I feel like that could be a whole show.
Please don't let that be a whole show. Oh, Shay thought I was a homeless man when he met me.
Oh, okay.
Until he looked at my shoes. That's what it was. I was I was very dressed down, like chilling in a very rough part of the neighborhood. And I remember Shay walking past me because I was in Albany when we first met, and I was chilling outside, and I remember it was a lot of homeless people in the area that I was in too. And I was watching the homeless people, trying to get a gist of like, what their homeless life is like in this area. And me, I'm chill. I don't none of that bothers me. So I'm just chilling, and Shay walked by and he goes, "Nice shoes." And I'm like, "Thanks." And then like I think like an hour later I met him inside the conference, and now he was like, "Oh, I should have known you wasn't homeless because of your shoes." I was like, "Oh, okay." But I had on like
That's hilarious.
I had just got off the train, I and so I was like half sleep. I had on like some jogging pants, I don't really wear jogging. So I had like some jogging pants and like a hoodie and yeah. Yeah, it was a neighborhood right by the bus stop, right by the downtown hotel I was in. But I was just like sightseeing downtown. It was a pretty okay day. I was like, oh, let me just chill out down there. Oh, and oh.
And I don't judge. Bush Queen.
Dang. Not you thought I was a butch queen too. A homeless butch queen. Damn.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
I'm crying. Damn, at least say a homeless cute butch queen. It's a lot of those. I'm not
Bush,
judging.
Bush Queens are homeless.
I mean, both. I meant the whole package.
Got it.
I feel like, shit, if I was a homeless butch queen, like I probably would have got picked up that day.
Oh, BQ.
I get that a lot, I think, with the invisibility of trans men. Um, yeah, I get that a lot. In LGBTQ spaces, butch queen. People often ask me if I'm a butch queen.
That's interesting.
But two things can be one at the same time. Um, I know a lot of trans men who are butch queens. I
You
just
said that
happen to,
before.
happen to not be one of them. Yeah. So, but yeah. I often get that in spaces that people mistake me for a butch queen or, you know,
Oh, excuse me.
bless you. So yeah, I can understand that. No biggie. A homeless butch queen, I guess I might have been given like homeless chic tea. Considering I was just getting off the train and it was, pretty early. So yeah, I think usually when I have to travel to Albany, I'll be having to catch the train at like 4:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
So I'll be still in my, most comfortable wear, looking like I'm about to take a nap till I get there.
Because you are.
And I'm sure I looked like a nap when I got there still. So yeah. So that was Albany's a nice place. I enjoy it when I go there. It's a little different. It's definitely very different. Um, yes, yes, definitely. Speaking of that, shout out to In Our Own Voices, whose conference is gonna be coming up in 2025. So if you have never been there, it's usually in, I believe, October of 2025. It's going to be coming up this year because they didn't have one last year. And it is an amazing conference for Black and Brown LGBTQ people. Um, Definitely a great networking space. Definitely a space that I was in where I met the most Black and Brown LGBTQ mental health professionals in one place.
That's dope.
I thought that was dope. And like they were like of all different age ranges, like millennials to boomers. So like
That's
it's a
dope.
nice, very nice space. I was just like, some of them also told me that they work virtually. So, I thought that was nice. I got to meet a lot of Black and Brown LGBTQ uh, nonprofit organization, like executive directors and people who work for other nonprofits and um, advocacy spaces. Just from like all over. Like I think I'm gonna be honest, my one of my favorite people that I met that weekend was a trans elder. She was dope, like amazing. I believe she was like, I think she told me she was like 76-ish. Um,
You want to talk
but
about conferences? We listen and we don't judge conference edition. That is real. We should, maybe that's what we should do for our live show at Creating Change in a couple weeks. Is we listen and we don't judge conference edition.
oh, that would be pretty cool. And maybe we can get some people who are walking past at that conference to,
Yeah,
you know,
years.
spill the tea on how what they are. How we listen and we don't judge conference edition
Those
is.
conferences
I think
be
that is. I think that would be great. I think that's going to be great. So, and if you're going to be at Creating Change, you want to tell them about us being there?
Creating Change is January 20th through the 26th, and this year it is in Vegas. It is not nearly as intimate as the conference you were just talking about, but it's a really interesting experience. I got to go last year for the first time, and I've never been in one place with that many LGBTQ people specifically on purpose in my life. It was like 6,000 people. Um, and so just to be able to interact with and meet and talk to different funders and organization leaders and leaders in the community and people from all over the place, all over the country was like really, really, really interesting experience. You meet, famous faces, you meet just regular folks doing the work like all of us are. It's really it's like a city. Like you feel like you're in it doesn't even, they always put them in these like big cities or whatever, but you feel like inside the building is a city in itself because it's just so many people and so much going on. It's actually a really dope experience.
It is. It is. I had the pleasure of going to the year before that in San Francisco, which was a very amazing experience. I had some great experiences inside and outside of the conference. Um, that was definitely a time. I don't think, yeah, it was definitely a time. I met like crazy, amazing people from all over that I'm still connected with from that conference. Um, I got to explore the streets of San Francisco during the day and night. You know, I would tell you more about the night stories, but
That's
um,
definitely what we listen and we don't judge.
it's definitely a we listen and we don't judge situation, and I'm going to plead the fifth on everything that happened.
Oh yeah, there's definitely hunching at those conferences. I mean, like, what's interesting about LGBTQ
I ain't
conferences?
say nothing about that, but go ahead.
No, she said it in the comments.
Oh, I was about to say, whoa. Did I say that?
No, Shay said it in the comments. They were handing out condoms and all because the girls was hunching and looking to hunch. But that's the very interesting thing about LGBT conferences. A lot of times they build in like dating stuff.
We listen
That's why I
and
said
we
it'd be
don't
really
judge.
interesting to do. We listen and we don't judge about conferences because there's different worlds in conferences. There is the actual program agenda that is on the books. There is the world, and every community has a different scene. So there is a world that exists outside of the conference that you get to explore. And then there are the after hour festivities that happen at
Because
conferences.
we listen and we don't judge conference edition. I don't think y'all want me to start this episode. I don't even know if we got enough time. I'm
I'm
listen.
telling you, like, that's why I think it would be so interesting. The stuff that happens at conferences is wild. So that's why I think that would be the best we listen and we don't judge of all time.
We listen and we don't judge at a conference. Who?
I'm not
We listen and we don't.
it says we listen and we don't judge. What's tell your story? So people can just walk
We,
around with their like interviewing people.
we listen and we don't judge at a conference edition would be amazing. I think for me, I would probably start out with we listen and we don't judge. For myself, I think out of all the conferences I've ever been to, I only hooked up with one person one time. So I think that's pretty good.
I've never. I'm not a hooker upper, but I did end up a conversation with baby daddy. So I guess that was an interesting random occurrence.
Okay. I think for me, let me see. What Shay got going on? Oh, they was handing out condoms. They Grinder, Jack, all the other apps was lit that weekend. I don't know. I'm not an app guy. Um, but yeah, I'm pretty sure I seen everybody in their phones that weekend. But we listen and we don't judge conference edition. When I go to conferences or big gatherings of LGBTQ people, I always end up getting hit on by like a facilitator
Do you really? Oh,
every time.
yeah.
Every like I would say like almost every conference or like big gathering that I've been to, and I'd be like, I know these people is not supposed to be trying to talk to me like this. And we listen and we don't judge. Ooh, conference edition.
I think that'll be so lit. I say that's what we do for the next show.
Yeah, I think I've been solicited at the most conferences or
Not
those type of events.
solicited, like
Then
you
I
said.
ever listen, that's how people propose it. Like I don't I like yeah. At more conferences than I have like bars.
So interesting.
I'm always like, this is not what I came here for.
I think I'm just too shy for that. Like I'd be like doing my thing and then I'm out unless I know people there. What I do know, listening don't judge that isn't mine, but it is things is that people will go to the same conferences and hook up with the same people or multiple conferences and hook up with the same person all year long. Like that's how they rendezvous. That is a thing.
mm. Yeah, I've never really got into oh, Shay said they was all trying to get oh
I was
listen.
gonna read the rest of that comment out loud or not because I was just
Um yeah, that conference was wild. I had a couple offers. But you want to know what's crazy? We listen and we don't judge. Most of the time when I get like somebody that's trying to like talk to me, and they're like in the role that they not supposed to be like trying to talk to me, if you know what I mean. They're usually like full like not supposed to be talking to me. Like you're not supposed to be talking to me because this is your role, and you're not supposed to be talking to me because you got like a husband and kids type of thing. It's it's like never just like, hey, this is my role. And it's always like, hey, this is my role and this and this and this. And most people don't even be telling you that they be married.
Well, and this one is in Vegas, so honey, I feel like that's just asking for debauchery.
Well, luckily for me, we listen and we don't judge. I'm not even going to conferences looking for people, and I'm like happily involved right now. So I don't really have to worry about like telling people no.
Well, yeah, at least you have an easy answer now.
Oh yeah, 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 I'm taking, sorry.
When
But
did you get your
however,
it says
my coworker over here is hiring people. So I'm a great wingman too. So
good to,
we'll see how this goes.
good to know.
There are a lot of scandalous behaviors there. I'm sure it'll be more this year. I mean, I think it's scandalous behaviors everywhere at every conference.
Agree.
Um,
I definitely think it's every conference.
but I will say, like, if you get a chance to be like in that space, like take it because
Truly.
it's truly like a space that you really can't recreate um anywhere. Like
I,
just the
I look at it like a
feeling
pride.
stuff.
Like if you've never been to a pride, you can't possibly understand like what it feels like. Like your first pride when you go to a pride, you're like, oh my God, it's like you all of a sudden realize you're not the only one. Like it's something similar, but even on like a deeper level, because a lot of times this is like people's work, like life work or whatever. And so you'd be like, wow, like, it's out people out here all over the country fighting for the same things I'm fighting for and whatever. Like it's just I don't know, it's a really incredible experience. Cause you're like I said, it's almost like you're in your own little world.
It is. And like to even just be able to like even after like the conference 9 to 5 space, some of the extra activities like I believe they had like a ball there, and they also did a contest for like their LGBTQ ambassador while I was there. So it's like these other extra events where you just get to like network with people, and you find a group of people also. I don't know, I went out a couple times to like different spaces and different clubs, and you know um
Yeah.
just it was a good vibe. I met great people while I was there, and I just keep in contact also with like almost everybody that I met at that um space. Because it was really like rooted in like black and brown people,
Yeah.
which is like really really dope. And like most of the like little caucuses, they did land acknowledgments in the beginning,
Yeah.
and you don't see that everywhere. So it was just
That's one thing I'll say Change is really good about. Like they're super good about making things accessible to different kind of people and different kind of learners. They usually do a really good job like center the local people doing local work that you wouldn't necessarily hear of outside of whatever city they're in. They do the land acknowledgments. They make sure things are like visual and written and translated. Creating Change was the first conference that I ever went to where they would allow people who are Spanish speakers to like say what they're going to say first and then translate it to English. Unlike typically you have something that's said in English and then it gets translated to Spanish. Like it was significant to me that they allowed people to be who they were and then worried about like
everybody else.
yeah. And I
Yeah.
thought that I gave them a lot of props for that. Like I talked to their communication director a lot, and I really gave her props for that because I hadn't seen that anywhere else, and I thought it was dope. But Shay had said that experience was the experience that they had at New York City Pride 2016, where like you step into a space and you're like, oh my God, like I'm not the only one. It's a big deal. I think that's why I always tell people you like Pride, you don't like Pride, you're a go out person, you're not a go out person. You have to experience at least once because
Listen,
it's your perspective on all the
and,
things.
and I would definitely say, if you're from a smaller town, definitely go experience a larger Pride.
Yeah.
So like when my first New York City Pride was like in, oh, I'm gonna tell you how old I am. My first New York City Pride was like in 2007, 2008, something like that. And like I've been hooked ever since. Like
Yeah.
it's only been since then, there's only been like maybe 2 years that I didn't go to New York City for Pride. Like it was like part of my routine. Like I got in there, Dallas BBQs on the roster, get all the things. Like I knew I'm about to be in the park when they do the drag show on Saturday. I know I'm about to go to the pier. I know I met Adina Howard one year at Pride. Oh my God. She
I bet that's
was, she was performing at this club. We listen and we don't judge. I should have left my girlfriend that night. No.
whoa. That's how I was with Pride. DC Black Pride is by far my favorite Pride, and every year we used to drive down every year. Oh, that was always my favorite Pride.
I'm not gonna lie. Now DC is definitely my favorite pride. I do still love New York City. But for the last few years I have been frequenting DC for Pride, Black Pride. It's also like my house weekend. The house that I'm in, they do their annual weekend at in DC at that time. So it's always a fun time for me. So that's usually where you will catch me that weekend. No sleep, party all weekend kind of situation. When I tell you last year, when I left the club last year, the sun was out. Um, yeah, they were serving breakfast at places. It was a whole thing. It's probably about 10 in the morning.
Yeah,
DC is
I just,
definitely the
I
place
just,
to party.
I love a good rooftop. That is definitely my vibe, and everything is on a rooftop. I love DC. I love the culture. I love the vibe. I love the city. I don't know how I ended up moving someplace besides the DMV. Well, yes, I do because it's so damn expensive. But I love it there. I love DC Pride. DC Black Pride is lit. It's just, and the way that they mix culture and education and like really great parties is like, for me, that is the pinnacle of how you should do a Pride. So
And
miss
so I
that.
was gonna say last year, they had like um so like the part of their pride is like this convention that they have in the beginning, and like I went to that last year and I saw this amazing black singer. Oh my God. I can't even remember what her name was. I'm gonna find her because I know I saved her on Instagram as soon as I heard her name. But she was like clearly black, masculine, centered, lesbian. But the way she sung the blues, oh my God. I like when I before she started singing, I'd never expected that voice to come out of like her. And when I tell you, I gotta find her, so I gotta get her in blackout somehow.
Oh
Cause
yeah, okay, we need to interview her.
the
All right.
sound was so amazing.
Oh my God, now I want to know. We have to do some research. So okay, are we ready to pause it here so that we can pick up we listen but we don't judge conference at the conference?
Oh yes, we can definitely pick up. We listen and we don't. So I mean, if y'all gonna be at Create and Change,
Get your
make
story.
sure y'all
Get your story.
come look. Yeah, get your story ready. Or if you might have multiple stories, who knows? We're gonna be out there. We're gonna be in these streets. We're gonna be finding people to talk to.
That would
I
be
know I'm gonna be. So I know I'm gonna be finding people to talk to because I'm if I didn't tell y'all already, reformulating you know, my Vivid Voices series. So not only will I still be continuing Vivid Voices interviews with people that I meet virtually, I'm also going to be doing like Vivid Voices on the street and talking to people in the community, like little 5 second, 5 minute chats about, different opinions, different, it might just be about who they are, you know. different events that I might happen to be at. So if y'all have any events and I might be in town for that event, just shoot me an invite and who knows, I might pop up at your event and talk to some people about the space and you know,
It's
I don't know. Who
I'm
knows what 2025 will bring, but I'm excited for it.
I'm
So
about that. It's gonna be so dope. I'm so excited about that. I think it's gonna be incredible. Okay, so the 24th, that
the
is
24th, a Saturday.
it's a Friday.
Is it a Friday? I thought it was a Saturday.
We
Okay.
Friday. We could do Saturday. We could do the 25th.
I mean, either day, but right now we on the 24th. That's fine. A Friday. Oh, your dogs is with the mailman there that late? My dog
So
over
yes,
here.
that's it. That's us for us tonight. That was Tea with TNT, our very first we listen, we don't judge edition, but the next one we gonna be live at a conference and we're gonna be waiting for stories and looking for stories. So have your stories ready because the second half of this is going to be lit.
And I already got a couple of stories, conference edition, that I'm waiting to share. And I hope y'all don't get mad at me if y'all hear
Right.
the
We'll
story.
keep
And
it anonymous. That's okay.
I'm gonna keep
We'll keep
it
it
anonymous. But if
or
you happen to
anonymous.
be involved in this story, believe me, I share it with love. But it was probably a little crazy when it happened. So, gotta share it with the people. So, but like we always say, you could have been anywhere in the world, but you here with us, and we appreciate you. We hope y'all loving on yourself for 2025, and we will see you at Create and Change.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.